Okay, folks, are you ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to dive in.
All right, well, let's jump right in then. Today's subject is a French poem called J'ai tenté de t'imiter.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, I really like this poem, and we're gonna try to unpack some of the themes and some of the imagery and things like that.
Yeah, poetry can be like deciphering a secret code, you know? It's like, what are they really trying to say here?
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it's kind of tough to figure out what a poet is really trying to express, right?
Exactly, and the way they use language is so unique, so it's really a challenge.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a challenge, but it's so rewarding when you finally kind of like, I think I get it.
Yes, exact.
And we're hoping to give you a little bit of a guide today for this poem,
Yeah.
and I think it's a really powerful poem. So the poem kicks off.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, so it kicks off by talking about this idea of people who only ever experience um, the flip of a coin, heads or tails, win or lose, and it paints this picture of limited choices, like they're kind of trapped by fate.
Oh, yeah, that feeling of being stuck, like you're not really in control of your own destiny. I think a lot of people can relate to that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes you think about uh, but whether we actually have free will or not.
It's a big question, right? And it's
Ye-
something that philosophers have been grappling with for centuries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this poem really does dive headfirst into that.
It does.
So talks about these feelings of being uh, violated, stigmatized, and too tired to dream.
Whoa, those are some loaded words.
Yeah, pretty heavy stuff, right?
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Well, it suggests a deep sense of disillusionment, maybe even despair. It's like the speaker is burdened by something, possibly societal expectations or pressures.
Right, like they've been kind of beaten down by life and they've lost that spark.
Yeah.
They're too tired to even dream anymore.
Exactly. And that's such a powerful image because dreams are supposed to be hopeful, right? They're
Hmm.
supposed to give us something to strive for. And when you're too tired to even dream,
Yeah, that's when you know things are bad.
right, it's like you've given up on the possibility of something better.
But then the poem shifts gears and asks for the sweet sound of a funeral song.
Ooh, that's interesting. It seems like a really dark turn, but I wonder if there's a deeper meaning there.
What do you think it could be?
Well, funeral songs are for the departed, right? They're meant to help us say goodbye and move on.
So maybe the speaker is seeking a kind of release, like they want to be free from the pain and disillusionment.
Exactly. It could be a longing for a fresh start, a way to escape the burdens of their current existence.
That makes sense. And then it throws in this line, sitting on your ass too long wears out your behind.
Well, that's certainly a blunt way of putting it, but I think it's really effective because it's something we can all relate to.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely felt that way before. Just stuck in a rut, going through the motions, and it's like your soul is slowly wearing away.
It's a feeling of stagnation, right? Like you're not growing or moving forward, you're just existing and it's draining.
Yeah, it totally is. And it's like the poem is saying, hey, wake up. Don't let life pass you by.
I love that. And it's so clever how the poet uses that everyday image of a worn out behind to make such a profound point. It's like they're jolting us out of our complacency.
For sure. And then it throws out this huge philosophical question. How can something end if it never truly began?
Oh, wow. That's deep.
Right? It's making us think about destiny and free will all over again. Like, if everything is already predetermined, did our lives ever really begin in the first place?
It's like questioning the very nature of existence, whether we have any agency or if we're just puppets in a cosmic play.
Right. And it all comes back to that initial image of the coin toss. Heads or tails, are we really in control?
I think that's the core of what this poem is wrestling with. It's this tension between fate and free will and how that shapes our perception of life, death, and everything in between.
And those final lines, they're just heartbreaking. It expresses this deep regret for even being born, if death is just an inevitable end.
It's incredibly poignant. It's like the speaker is looking back on their life and questioning the meaning of it all. If we're all just going to die anyway, what's the point of struggling, of hoping, of dreaming?
That's a heavy question, and I think it's one that we all grapple with at some point in our lives, right? Like, what is the meaning of it all? Why are we here?
It's the ultimate existential question, and this poem doesn't offer any easy answers.
Nope, it definitely doesn't, but it does make us think, and maybe that's enough.
I think so. Sometimes the best art is the art that raises more questions than it answers.
So there you have it, folks. J'ai tenté de t'imiter, a poem that takes us on a whirlwind tour of some pretty intense emotions and ideas.
From disillusionment to weariness to existential dread, it's all there.
And it leaves us with these lingering questions about fate, free will, and the search for meaning in a world that can often feel meaningless.
It's a poem that stays with you long after you've finished reading it.
Yeah, it really does. And it makes you want to go back and read it again and again to try and unravel all of its layers and its mysteries.
That's the beauty of poetry, right? It's like a puzzle box, and every time you open it, you discover something new.
So we've given you some of our thoughts on Je tenté de t'imiter, but now it's your turn. What do you think? What resonates with you? What questions does this poem raise for you?
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Until next time, folks, keep diving deep.
Happy pondering, everyone.
See you later.
Bye.